Welcome to.
Thank you. Is the Dean joining us right now?
The Dean is going to join us.
All right.
Yes, he will be with us. He has some communication for us.
All right.
Okay.
And that means we could start, then he will communicate. He'll join us along the way and make his communication at the end, maybe.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. At the end, we shall have some communication for the students. Have something to pass across to them, then the Dean.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hope everyone is able to see my screen. Yes. Yes, Jamal. Hope others are still joining. It is 21 minutes past the scheduled time. I therefore invite you all to this brief meeting. We had intended to share with our distance learners this evening about the BASIS project. BASIS stands for Boosting Agricultural Studies in Sub-Saharan Africa. This is a project that is being implemented by other partner institutions of higher learning. And these partner institutions include universities in Uganda. We have 2 universities in Uganda, 2 universities from Senegal, another group of 2 universities from Togo, making 6 academic institutions of higher learning in Africa. And then we have 2 partners from the global north, European countries. You have one from Belgium and another one from Germany. This project started sometime last year, and it will run for a period of 3 years. It focuses on 2 areas of great interest to us as developing countries or as academic institutions in sub-Saharan Africa. The ultimate aim of this project is to reshape our students' practice. We want to inculcate practical values through competent-based, practice-oriented training in agriculture. And that we cannot achieve without linking up with farmers, well-established farms that can offer such opportunities for our students to practice and sharpen their skills and improve on their employability, the chances of getting opportunities or starting their own agricultural development initiatives. We also intend to focus on farm data collection, the utilization of farm data in teaching, but also to help farmers understand farming as a business. Because that reality has not yet sunk into the way we practice farming, especially at small scale level. The third focus is about inclusive education. How can we make academic institutions accessible to students with minimal opportunities, especially those with disabilities and those from traditionally marginalized regions of our countries? So this project will also develop inclusive policies. We start with the policies that can deliberately support such initiatives. For those who have the desire to pursue higher education, but because of those constraints, marginalization, and disability conditions, find it difficult to enroll in academic institutions. So those are some of the areas that this project would be focusing on. These are the partner institutions by country. In Uganda, we have Uganda Martyrs University and Mountains of the Moon University in Rwenzori region. Then we have the University of Bengal in Senegal. And NIAS, those are 2 universities from Senegal. Then we have the University of Kara. This is the lead university of the 8 universities collaborating. Is the one leading this project. We are partnering in the implementation. Of West Africa in Togo. Our German partner is the Applied Science University of Tresdorf in Germany. And then we have Ridge University in Brussels, Belgium. On this project. Now we have a very brief description of what the project is about. We are focused of our communities. We still depends largely on agriculture as the backbone of our economy. And the sector employs over 70% of our populations that rely on agriculture for survival. That means that for us to bring about socioeconomic transformation, agriculture must be our focus. How to better the farming practices of our smallholder farmers so that they can increase their contribution to the national GDP, which obviously translates to social services that we should get from the government. And that explains the importance of agriculture in the context of sub-Saharan Africa, and more so in Uganda. And we are saying, as you can see, a large portion of our population that has the great potential for the workforce has been underexploited. We need to improve on these skills so that people can start looking at agriculture as a business, as an enterprise that can actually bring meaningful transformation in our livelihoods. So BASIS project seeks to address some of these challenges. It may not do so completely, but it's a start, one step at a time. By introducing those who work closely with the farmers, and in such an arrangement that allows students to benefit while at the same time benefiting the host farmers. Because if it is only one party benefiting, then the other may not see the interest in working with you. So it's a mutual relationship where both parties draw meaningful contribution from the other. The students will be learning from the actual practices that farmers carry out, especially when faced with challenges of climate change. We have a lot of theories from our institutions of higher learning, but those theoretical background and basis may sometimes not relate directly to what works in the context of farming practice. So when farmers are faced with challenges, they tend to try out so many things, and they go with what works, not what is written in the books. And so it should be of interest to our students to find out what farmers are actually trying that seem to be working for them. And then as a student, as a learner, you are supposed to come up with a theory, hypothesis, research questions to try and validate those practices so that we attribute some scientific procedures to them. We make what they are doing scientific. We give it a scientific basis. So that will be the contribution for our students, but also contributing labor to the farmers, as the farmer provides that platform for you to learn. We have two objectives. The first is to reshape students' practice and shift it from teaching to competence-based practical work. You want to shift to more practical work. And I'm glad that our distance learners are already those on practice. You are doing it. And we still could find ways of making your experience more diverse in various aspects of agricultural enterprises. And that should interest you. And the ultimate goal here is to enhance your chances of employability, and give you that competitive edge with your peers who are graduating with the same degree from other institutions. The second objective is to build capacities and strengthen policies of our partner higher education institutions. And this is intended to promote social inclusion, diversity, equity in agricultural education. And for our second objective, I can report that already there are ongoing training programs. Our lecturers just returned from Germany last week. Here with us in this meeting, Sister Goretti is one of the delegation that went to Germany. In January, Emmanuel is here with us. Emmanuel Kazosi was also in Germany. So we've been having those trainings for capacity building so that we are able to guide our students better and also help farmers to understand farming as a business using very simple, locally adaptable, innovative ways of doing agriculture. So in this meeting, there are a few questions that I wanted us to go through together so that we can come up with suggestions, try to address them, and that will help us in planning for placement, how to approach a student farm placement, and how to identify those relevant farms that can host our students. Before I go to the questions, perhaps if someone needs to ask a question for clarification or something else to add, please. You are free, you can raise your hand or just unmute and then speak.
We thank you for your submission, sir. My question is, will this discussion eventually lead us to the main topic of the day? Because we were instructed that we would discuss issues to do with the research, project research, and then internship placement. Will this discussion lead us to that, sir? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the farm placement is part of that internship. Actually, that is the internship you're talking about. And then there are other issues. I think the dean is coming on board. We have sister here. I will discuss them.
All right, thank you.
Welcome. Any other person with a concern? Sister, is there something you'd like to add?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Pius. I hear students asking questions that what we're discussing, will it really lead us? And this is very important. This is already the internship that we're discussing. We want to see how we can improve internship. Students have been getting stranded where to get the placements for internship. Others don't even know what to do. So at this particular moment, we have come up. We want to try to identify all the good farms with exactly what you need, the skills that the students would need, so that we can have those farms. We make MOU with them, and then you can go for placements in those farms. And this would really help us, because I know a number of you did not do internship. the dean is coming to talk about internship, and then we shall start from there. He has already started. Dr. Pius is already preparing us on the issue of internship so that we get to know what should we do. Many times students go for internship, they don't even know what they have gone there to do. So it is important that we understand what we're supposed to do in internship. This is what we have started with, and it will remain. Perhaps we have been doing things, but sometimes not rightly, because students simply walk in and out and then say, we have already done internship. And then others will never even write anything. You go to the field, you ask them, they don't even have the logbook. They have not even filled anything in the logbook. So where's the evidence that you've been doing internship? It means you have not been there. Because if you are there, you should be able to spell out all the tasks very, very clearly. So we want to help students so that we don't have people struggling with internship. Thank you so much.
Very important additional information to our students. I hope they find that very useful and helpful to them for their formation and training.
Actually, this is all we have been crying for, because we did not know what to do. Sometimes we would discuss on this platform. Okay, we have a group as year ones, and would not get clear guidance. So we are happy that this is coming on board and welcome it. This is Moses Kule speaking from Kasese in year one. Thank you.
Yes. Well done. Our internship experience to target those firms with relevant practices that are well established, where students can have gainful knowledge that will make them better graduates. And not only make them employable within our jurisdiction, but us, which highlighted that which involves inclusivity as also the aspect of internationalization. Borders of Uganda. So these are some of the questions that I wanted you to help us answer, because they directly relate to you, the students. In the question number 1, I wanted to understand what requirements you would consider for a firm to be selected as suitable for students' placement. What would you expect such a firm to have? Some of you, especially the year 3s and 4s that have been involved in the internship, they already done it. They might already have experience interacting with some of these firms. They know what they have, what they don't have in terms of facilities, in terms of agripreneurship or the enterprises, how they incorporate various agronomic practices, or mixed farms where we have the crop and livestock. What would you consider as the relevant requirements for a farm to be selected as suitable for your internship? Yes, Mutagubia, Fred.
Thank you very much. Am I audible enough? Hello?
You are loud and clear. Just proceed.
This is Mutagubia.
Yes.
Grade year 4. I did my internship from Kono. But one of the challenges, I think, if you talk about the factors to consider when you're choosing a suitable farm where a learner wish to go and to carry out a successful and experienced internship. The first factor that I've seen challenging is accommodation.
Closer to your mic. Your microphone.
Okay.
Yes, now you're loud.
Am I heard now?
Yes.
So the first thing I've seen as a challenge has been accommodation. The farm, which has accommodation, makes it a convenient, safe place for every learner to carry out a successful industrial training by attachment. This is because sometimes learners face a problem where they have longer distances to reach where they're carrying out their internships. Personally, we have been using a lot of transport fares. You reach there when you're already exhausted. You find when some of the programs is already underway. So, but if it is a residential industrial training, it gives enough time for a learner to wake up in the same management timetables and where you can fit yourself and learn everything without missing any steps. Secondly, in the process of moving to the farm, you cannot avoid some unnecessary delays along the way, which are inevitable. So that is a very, very good idea, if at all this is coming up, to streamline the way how learners are suffering to have those completely facilitated farms. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you for that contribution. Anyone else with a different contribution? Just
Hello.
unmute and yes, proceed.
You are speaking to Marikis Ben, a year 2 student. Well, based on question one, the requirement that makes a farm to be suitable for internship. So we need to look at many things, and among these things, first of all, you look at the standard of that farm. And here you look at the safety and the health standards. If at all the farm is having such kind of parameters in place, then we can recommend it a suitable one for internship. Because you realize that there are other farms you can go in and you find that when you look at their safety measures and what they are doing, a student can be exposed to things which are more dangerous, which can harm his life, and at the end of it all, makes the environment not suitable. Secondly, we look at the learning resources. The resources, I look at the materials, the tools, the equipments available, so that if a student is attached to such a farm, is able to have access to tools. If it is mechanization, can a student have hands-on tractor, how to operate a tractor, how to operate other machines like post-harvest machines, the processing machines. Three, we need to look at the variety of activities within that farm. Because for a farm to qualify, it needs to have many interventions. If it is, maybe you find that it has crop, husbandry, there's animal, there's mechanization, and also there's value addition. Such a farm can qualify for a student to do the intern from there. And then also you look at the innovations which are on that particular farm. Because as you say that you are looking at, or the project is looking at empowering students practically, running away from theory now to practical. It means that the farm should be in position that it has technologies which can impact on the lives of the student and also the community. So such kind of a farm, it can be suitable for internship in case it has innovative technologies that can promote production. It can enhance production. And then also we look at the compliance with the regulation. For sure, for a farm to qualify, we need to look at how is it complying with the government. Is it in line with what the government wants, or it is doing things different from what the government wants? And here we look at the policies. Is it doing things in line with the agriculture policies of the country and other laws? So I think such things can enable us to identify whether a farm is suitable or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good points, very, very important points noted. Yes, someone whose hand is raised. Chair, Jacob. Hope you are the same person.
Yes, please. Can I be heard well?
Yes, you're loud.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for the discussion. I joined in a little bit late, but I was able to catch up. Personally, I was for internship at Kabanyolo, that's Makerere Research Institute. Then one of the things I was personally able to observe that actually a farm should have is like the technical human resource. You know, we need the human resource actually more than the enterprises themselves.
This would be the weekend.
I was talking about like the human resource. You know, if the human resource capacity of the farm is okay, and if the farm is really well equipped with the technical personnel, then the farm should be recommended for internship, because based on my experience from there, really for sure the facilities are there. You could see like really the farm has got everything it takes really. They have all the enterprises almost, like they have the livestock. I saw they had dairy, they had poultry, they had apiculture, which was not so much effective. They had aquaculture, which was not also so much effective, but they were really lacking the human resource to handle the students, especially the undergraduate students, and the kind of knowledge you get there is a little bit insufficient. You hear the name, You feel so happy, but when you are personally inside the farm for a while, then you discover that it may not surely be too much suitable for gaining hands-on skills and what learners need to get in order to really improve their practicability on agriculture. So for me, the most important thing really is the human resource capital. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much for that point. Yes, Samuel, we can take 2 more on that question 1, then we move to the next.
Yes, thank you so much. Am I audible enough?
Sure, we can get you.
Yeah, now my question is, because now some of us are not close, we are not in the close proximity with the farms, but we are close with the agro-based factories and industries. So are they omitted out, or they are also still considered based on question number 1? So that's my submission.
Agro-based industries that are doing value addition from agricultural produce, those are relevant. We can have a few of such because there might be students who are interested in value addition. But what kind of, how diverse are the agricultural products they're dealing? So we'll need such industries that deal with diverse products from the farm. And that will benefit our students who are interested in value addition. You could mention a few if you have in mind and you have experience working with some of them that could be of value to our students, your colleagues. Then Gerald. Gerald Dumba, you can come in.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Am I
You're allowed.
Okay. One of the things I have here 3 things. One, somebody talked about equipments. So there are some farms which presume, okay, which identifies themselves as able to do some processes. For instance, I will just give an example of coffee. A farm may tell you that for us here at the farm, we do coffee processing and we do roast coffee and pack it. But in actual sense, when that farm does not have the processing machine, and then the coffee probably roasters and the packing, machines there. So my point is that these farms should have all the equipments which are supposed to do all the farm operations on the farm, such that when the student is there, is able to have hands-on using these machines. And also, this can also give a student an opportunity probably to discover a gap and then create a gap maybe for innovation and all that for the by the students. Then another component would be the operations. There are some farms which are into business, but they are not legally registered. The operations are not formal in terms of management. The are not really set up. So in this way, because this one centers for us to pave our way, we are going to maybe to practice our agriculture as we go on. So probably this farm should have the formal operations management. Another aspect would be, at least the farms where we go now these days, agriculture is being done from production, processing to value addition, producing a product, and also go into marketing. So at least these farms should have, at least capture those components from production, processing, then marketing, so that we are able to get some experience along that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those are very important points. Noted. I think we can now move to the second question. What do you need as a student in order to participate effectively in the farm practice? This is now on individual students. From your experience as a student, what do you think if this we can approach this in two ways? What type of preparation do you think you need, which the university should give you? And what do you think you need as personal things for which you need to prepare and be able to participate effectively in the farm placement? Yes? Yes. Can you go ahead, please? I don't have the name, but I see the... Yes, Fred.
All right, thank you very much. This is Fred Ntagubye again. With the experience I've been getting through my attachment or placement where I've been working from, I've found out the previous presenter mentioned about human resource. Human resource is very important, but as a university where we come from, you've been in your hands for a period of time, and you know where you are supposed to go. So you are leading us ahead, in other words. Because we are coming up with this specialization majorly in agricultural practices, it would be a very good advantage if we have solicited or identified these farms and we pick that lecturer who is knowledgeable about what is happening in the given or selected farm. And that lecturer must be placed or attached to that very farm to inspect the process and the steps that learners do carry out. Because very many times we find that these farms, they just lead us according to what they need without a guidance from the objectives of the learner who has been attached there. For example, if the farm is mainly dealing into let's say like livestock, and you need this learner to get some basics in the line of his or her career, it would be very important that relevant lecturer to be attached in that very farm to inspect does really this person get what is required of him or her from this farm, or the farm is aiming at shooting its own objectives. So what I would require, I would be provided as a learner. I think a lecturer relevant in that very field, depending on the practices and operations that are done with that very farm. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you for that contribution. There was another hand up.
Oh, thank you, sir. I think, as you said, we are looking at both sides, on the side of the universe and the side of the student. I personally think the side of the universe, the universe needs first of all to identify the farms, then to go ahead and sign MOU. So at least there it means that the universe and the farm, they are in partnership. Secondly, after the MOU, the universe also should prepare standard documentation, which can guide the student during internship. And this standard documentation, I mean from the local book, the internship letter or the placement letter, and also the reporting format, so that a student is able, is in position to use such kind of documents to guide him or her during intern. On the side of a student, first of all, in any agriculture farm, we look at health, which means that a student should be physically fit to carry on activities within the farm. Secondly, the student need also to have clear objective and goals to why he or she is carrying internship. Because ideally you find that someone has gone for intern, try to pass time, try to be seen that he's doing internship, but there is no mission at all. Three, on the side of students, we need to be having at least knowledge, relevant knowledge. Of course, if you are going to the field, you need to be in position that you are going to transfer your theory knowledge to now practical and to be flexible enough. That is on the side of a student. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for those very, very important points. Yes, really that is what this project is seeking to achieve. Identify those most relevant farms, have a memorandum of understanding with them, have specific farmers from those farms trained at the university so that they know exactly what side and what form of evaluation we expect from them during students' placement and what they should expect from us, and the kind of reporting and feedback mechanisms between the farmer, the student, and the university. Thank you very much for bringing that.
Okay, can I say something?
Yes, sister.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to answer this concern of the students on the issue of internship logbook. We have the logbook. If you need after this, I just send you the copy you print, the logbook we have, which we have been using for all this time. And then a student is asking about reporting format. We don't have reporting format for internship. That's why you're given the logbook. It is the logbook that will clearly tell us that you have done internship, because someone, if we give you format, it means we're cheating for you examination. That is already examination. Asking for format that you need a format for reporting. That's why we have the internship logbook. What exactly you have done here is what you should report, not reporting something else. So there is no format that the university will give you. The format is already given for you in the logbook. You're supposed to follow the logbook and do all the activities, and then you report what you have done during internship. But unfortunately, some of you go to Google and then you begin downloading things from Google. You bring for us material and you say, this is internship. That is not internship. Internship is what you did in that farm where you are placed. Every day, the daily activities that you are performing, that is the internship, not Google. And I know now artificial intelligence is already with us. Some of you will go to AI and then you bring to us those kind of rubbish. We know how to get you. And when we are marking, we shall use everything we use internship logbook. And then we get you. Thank you.
Think that because he is weak.
Sorry, were you able to get me?
You're breaking. I think your net.
Then,
Your net
Yes,
network very stable.
sorry, is it clear now?
But we got the point. Yes.
Is it clear now? But was the point clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We can get you now.
Yes, it was clear, man.
It was
yeah.
clear.
Thank
Okay, if it was clear, that's good. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, it was clear, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Yes, that is why we need to improve so that we find better ways of guaranteeing that when our students are placed for internship, they are not going to give us fake reports. A very vigorous and proactive involvement of farmers, even in the assessment of what you are doing at the farm, so that we have that reporting mechanism that involves the student, the farmer, and the lecturer that is assigned to that particular student or that particular farm. Those are some of the improvements we would like to make to better your experience and improve on your own success and the kind of knowledge and skills that you need from those farms. Two hands, we can hear from those two and move to the next question.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. The host, our sister was still online now since she has jumped off, but I needed to really have an inquiry from her. Because when you move to these farms, especially farms like established farms like Kabanyolo, you'll find that actually other universities such as Makerere, such as Ndeje, and the rest, they do have the internship logbooks, yes, and also they do have a specific reporting format that they use as a university. But what I know about internship with experience from a mixture with different students from other universities that I interacted with during my internship was that they actually had the logbook, which is actually a normal thing. It's a report, yes, but there is also really the internship placement report that is being done by every student and submitted together with the logbook at the university. And when you go for instance, to Marik will expect you to have both the logbook and a written report that is being signed and stamped by the farm manager. And even the logbooks, they are being signed by the relevant supervisors on the farm and also stamped by the farm manager. And then with what I really learned, it could put those students ahead of time or ahead of us who come from UMU if we really don't have a specific format for reporting what activities are being done on the farm. I understand the logbook is an important tool, yes, but you also really have to report. How are we, the management will consider that?
Just to briefly add on that, I want to agree with you absolutely. And as far as I can remember, we raised this in some of the meetings some time back. And I think if the dean is here, I think the dean will shed more light on that. Because I know as far as I'm aware, some time back, the registry had committed to develop a common format for all UMU students, not only for the Faculty of Agriculture, because format of reporting can be one standard for the university. So I think maybe the dean, because he is a member of the Senate, he will throw more light on that. But I agree with you, we should have that format.
Okay, can I answer something?
Yes.
Thank you. Now concerning that format of having a general format for the whole university, I'm already a member of that committee. I'm already in that. Together with quality assurance, we have already started working on the policy for Uganda Matters University as far as internship is concerned. But this will not save you now. Now, that's what I'm saying. We cannot give you any format now, but do the usual things that you have been doing. Because what we're working on right now, it is going to take time. It's going to benefit perhaps those who will be in placement if we finish early next year. Because it is a process. We have just started working on this, and we are going to agree on what we need for Uganda Matters University, not for a particular faculty. So you have to hold on. Am I clear?
Thank you very much, sister, for that clarification. I think that answers the question. Yes? It's being worked on. Yes, Brian Ukelo. You want to say something? If you're not saying something, please mute yourself. Brian? Gerald, is your hand up?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, it is up. Thank you, sir. I'm just responding to the question we had of how to participate effectively in the internship. I have here like 3 concerns which I want to across. One of it is having a proper plan and schedule of engagement while on the placement and before. If I'm to do my internship from a certain farm, I should get a plan of work and engagement before I'm there. And of course, these plans are always updated from time to time while I'm on duty. So if this one is there, this one will enhance my active participation in all the activities that is happening on that farm. On the side of the university, I think it's which can best fit within the student's skills, need, and interest. I'll give an example. There are some students UMU, they would want to use the internship opportunity to gain some skills, maybe from a certain maybe institution or a firm or what. So they might be having those special skills which they want to learn. So if now they are being placed on a farm which doesn't not have those skills, you may find they may not be able to actively engage because what they are engaging in is not part of their interest. Very key on the farm. At least a farm should have maybe accommodation. Some farms sometimes they are, they are remotely placed. So there should be at least some more accommodation. Somebody should have where to sleep, things to do with water and food. So I think this was done with these farms. At least this farm, they need to, the students who are on the farm will have better and, at least dependable welfare for the student to get to be fit and be actively engaged in all the activities. And I think also timing is key. Timing means now, when I look at now on the schedules of distance learners, if the internship is to come during the time when the student maybe is going to be so much engaged, maybe exams are coming. So the timing, I think, is also key because the student will be able to get some time off and then go for internship, and then the student doesn't have a load of work. This one, I think, may come back to the university to see how maybe this internship can be really well timed so that students can really be able to get that time to participate. Another aspect would be in the mentoring and supervision of the students. So sometimes when you're on the farm, you might be maybe pushing on with your own interns, but some things may be not going on well. But if you have that supervisor who's able to monitor you maybe once a month, or maybe you have some online engagement with the supervisor. So this monitoring can keep you on track and can make you be able to actively engage in these activities.
Thank you. Thank you for that submission. We are already considering that. Those are some of the issues that we are placing on the table.
In correspondence with the farm plan and also make sure that the farm fits being part of the student. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. I think we have captured some of those challenges. We could go to number 4 and look at the suitable duration for placement in a farm. Fred, is your hand up?
Thank you very much, Mr. Nina. Really, this hand has been up just on previous question. You excuse me, because I may not have another chance to tender it out, because it might be very important. I might not be the only one who's facing a challenge, but also other colleagues and brothers that will follow us. You've been answered about this. We've been answering this question about what is required as a university for a successful trainee to have a successful attachment. I think after all this long, there is something that I'm experiencing within a woman. And to be honest, please take this in good faith. We, as long distance learners, we are not satisfied with the practicals we acquire from the universities. Some of us, we have some areas where we offer services, and we come to UMU with different interests and goals and objectives. So our expectations from the farm, we always just choose randomly most of our expectations are being frustrated because we end up getting into the farms contrarily in our interests. And when we go back to our line university, we find that we don't even get any practical. We don't have practical time that can help us to. For example, if I have an interest in, let's say, in a fruit, in a garden of fruits that is experiencing a lot of problems, I wish to have a farm that is having such a number of challenges that I would wish to learn the way how to address them properly. So when I come to the university, if this program goes through, actually I'm happy with it, and I'm very glad that this one has come out. It would be very good for you to, as a university, to list these farms with those components and give always room to tastes and preferences to these learners to make a choices of their interests depending on objective. Because most of us will come to school when we're adults and we have different objectives. I decided to come to UMO because I want to know how to keep pigs in the maybe properly. So if you have the list of the farms that is having all that component of which my interest is in question, it is just a smooth land over to that very farm, depending on what is interest. Because you give room to the consumers to choose the relevant a number of farms that you have. But maybe I'm lacking this. I would like to add on this from what I have. So you find that we go blindly and we choose the farms without guidance from the university, depending on the components. So this is really a very brave idea that we just come up with as a university. And actually I'm seeing the future and the practical products from the university, which has not been the case of recent. For the last 3.5 years I've been to whom I've not had a practical session within the university. I think we must go back on board and find out how best can we engage in this longer distance, especially because we have less period of time at the campus. But amidst all other outcompeting challenges we have within whom I know are always there, up and down, please find the way how we fix this. Or you address us to respective farms that you of the choice of the learner, or you develop it at the ground. Thank you very much. I beg to submit.
Thank you, Ed, for that submission.
Can I answer that?
Yes, yes, sister.
Thank you so much. Yes, I think this is seamless. That's why we are here with you to find out how we can improve this program. So all this will help us improve the program. We have been doing interest, but with this, that's why we want to involve you in the selection. You also have some of working on these farms. You can identify for us farms that can also use to place students, whether these are for pigs, for cattle, for what, so that we can allow you to get places from these farms that we're going to identify according to your interest. And this would really enhance your skills. So this. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. That is perfect. I saw my brother here, Silver Messiah. Are you yes? Maybe if you have something you can say. Silver, yes. Peru. In Sima, you can go ahead. Nimusima, your hand is up. You can go ahead and make your submission. Unmute yourself. I'm not hearing you. Not hearing Musima. Where's the next person can come in? Hello, members, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
The network is a bit of a problem there. Yes. Proceed, please. Make your submission. All right, can we go to number 4 very quickly? Kiden, yes.
Thank you so much, sir. My first point is an appreciation to sister concerning reporting format for internship. I've got it very clear from her, so I think when we get into our internship place, we can use the reporting formats that we know maybe from the former colleges or the universities that we have been before. And then I have one question concerning question 1. It talks about us doing intensive in a selected farms. So these farms, will they be selected by the lecturers from the different districts? Reason being, some of us, we don't have suitable farms in the districts that we are in. So if we are to go to the neighboring district, it is a distance. And remember, we distant learner students are working class. So if we are to go for the internship, this means you have to hold on with your work, and then perhaps your supervisor may say you're not interested in the work. So is there any other alternatives apart from the farms? Because we may have some agro shop dealers in our districts that offers extension services to farmers, and they're really doing well. And it's not that they specialize in crop, they are diverse. Could there be good alternatives for some of us to do our internship in those kind of places? And then secondly, concerning question 2, like what do we need as a student in order to participate effectively in a farm practice? One thing that I know, me as a student, if I'm the one to choose the farm where I want to go, because I'm interested in learning a lot. The truth is, based on my own experience, we can study at the school, we have enough theory, but the practical is in the internship place. So me as a student, I must take the responsibility to identify a suitable farm that offers enough practical. And for us to have that enough practical in the farm, there has to be a technical passion that can give you all the knowledge that you need. So on our side as students, if at all we want to identify these farms, we will need to identify a farm that you're not limited in your learning practically, because what we do in our places of work are practical work aspect. And then secondly, mine is like a suggestion to the administration. In my former college, we have a program called the USDP, which in full is the Uganda Skill Development Program. So under that program, before the school sends students for internship, lecturers are picked and they are being taken to those internship places that they wish the students to go for their intern. a lecturer will be there for 2 weeks. If in that farm all workers get up at 5, the lecturer must get up at 5 and do all the activities in that farm. After coming back, the lecturer will report that for sure that place is suitable for our students to go there for what? For learning. So this can be like something that UMO can maybe plan with the years to come. Maybe before they send the students, let the lecturer first go and see the quality of the farm. Do they really give enough enough technical support to the students or not? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hayden, for your submission. Just before Jacob and before Jacob comes in, I think I want to say that your first concern is the reason we have engaged you, so that we don't just select those farms without your input. And even within your district, I believe there should be some successful. We are not looking for commercial farms. Even smallholder farmers who are very successful in implementing some of the agricultural practices. There are those who are practicing organic farming. You can identify such successful farms in their own small way, provided they are consistent and over the years they seem to be getting better yield. And marked for placement within the district. And that will experience the challenge of staying away from workplace for a longer period of time. You look around, there cannot be a district without a successful farm. There are such farms within the district. And then there will be due diligence. We shall visit those farms and ascertain their suitability for the students' placement before MOU with them. So that will be done. Sunday, Jacob.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Only having a suggestion, actually, that I would wish Umo to. Am I being heard?
Yes,
I'm only having a suggestion. Yes, I'm only having a suggestion that I would wish Umo. This may not be necessarily too much for us, the long distance, but at least our brothers who are full timers too. I've seen a system at different universities like Makerere, Moon University, and others that they do have, which I see can really outcompete the UMO if really they implement it always like the way they do well. Because with experience I've had with interactions also with the different students from other universities is that like once you reach year 2, they do for you a program called a recess before you go for your internship, and that is being done internally by the university lecturers. In fact, normally they give them a period of 1 month whereby they are taken through different spheres and different enterprises in agriculture. Actually, during that period, the university organizes and teaches their students everything in almost every sector of agriculture, whether it be agriculture mechanization, whether it be livestock, whether it be crop, whether it be aquaculture, whether it be apiary, whether it be value addition. They do this for a period of 1 month, practically hands-on. And then after that, they send students to the various farms for their internships. Now, for us, the distant learners, sometimes I really also get to see that like this could be fixed in a way that like Instead of these lecturers always coming to preach research during the field visits, we could rather find a day which is organized just like the way it's been organized at different districts or stuff like that, where they can meet the students for maybe one day, and they have some hands-on. Like they choose a farm that has got the pedigree, that has got all the qualities and attributes. They take us there, we do some hands-on stuff one day, and maybe that could be a help. Or else, even when we go for these face-to-face, there could always be like after exams, they could spare for us like 1 or 2 or 3 days at the university farm if it is well facilitated. We do some of these procedures with our lecturers practically, so that it can also add up, because this I see is done in other universities and it is working for them so well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that submission. Yes, that has been a concern even from our end. And I think much of the discussion regarding the availability of our distance learners and the time that is suitable for all of you, it goes back to your leadership, the groups of the leaders, class representatives, discussing with the class members to see and make suggestion with specified time when you think you really can make those extra days for the practicals away from the days we need for revision, exams, and introduction of modules. Another challenge has been limited time, but also we are trying at the university to develop our demo farm. Once we improve on it, we are trying to put up a number of enterprises. That would be a good place for a day or two hands-on practice. So it's something that we consider very, very strongly, and we are working on it. Although challenges exist, I think we shall have something that can be a place to start with. Are there any other suggestions? I wanted us to think of the period of time should not be less than a month, although the best would be stretching to 3 months. Yes. Since you are soon coming for face-to-face, I think on timing and the details of the duration and the start will be discussed further. Can we quickly look at number 5, question 5, and then we close on the questions. Sister, is the dean with us already? Check.
I'm not very sure what is using. Dean, are you in? The associate dean, I think, should be in. Is the associate dean in? Brother Dr. Morongo, are you in? Hello?
They are not yet in.
They are not yet in. You can go ahead.
Reach out to them via WhatsApp. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yes, I can't see the name, but the hand is on. make your submission, please.
Okay.
Then Joseph, then Joseph will follow.
You are speaking to Malkisben. We are looking at question 4. I think the best situation should be 2 marks and a maximum of 2.5 marks. Apart from question 4, concerning the project which IMO intends to implement. You said that you want to partner up with the farmers, probably the farmers who are doing well. Now the question is, as the university, apart from that signing MOU, what else are you going to contribute to the farmer? In case you find that maybe a farmer is lacking, there's something which he or she is lacking and I want to improve, can the university be in position to help such a farmer or to fix out MOU and allowing students to do online internship? Thank you.
Yes, we already plan and we'll have farmer training in October. Such identified farms will be brought, they'll be invited to the university and they'll receive training. During that time, they'll be able to highlight those areas that interest them most, that they would want that training to focus on and the further engagements that will ensue thereafter. So we already planned that and we already set October for that activity to engage the farmers. And actually we'll invite them to Uganda Matters University, all selected farms. Emmanuel, then Josephat.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I don't know whether I'm clear.
Good evening. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. Mine is on question 5, the farms that can host like 5 or more students. One is Njeru Stock Farm. It is well equipped, the machinery and the technical staff that are ready to serve the. I mean the Nakabango District Farm in Ginger.
In Ginger?
Yes. Njeru is in Njeru Stock Farm, just across the bridge. Or it's more in livestock. And then this other district farm, it has both. It has livestock and then the crop part of it. And it also has technical staff that are willing to do what? To help our students. But the challenge is that, as somebody mentioned, most of the students actually go there maybe just to pass time. They don't know what they want. When the student is just, they link up with those of Makerere in courtship, instead of, focusing on the academic issues, they take more onto the other side. Then the other challenge that we have on most of these private farms is hospitality and then accommodation. Find that you may go to the farm, the wife is too rude, or the children, even the farm managers on these private farms are bitter. They think you have come maybe to take over their jobs. So maybe there some light will be put. I beg to submit, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, those are some of the challenges we needed to highlight to identify those farms that can actually host and have a conducive learning environment for our students during their stay on the farm. And that is part of the reason we need to invite those farmers so that such details can be discussed. Josephat?
Yes, thank you, Doctor, and thank you, everyone. Good evening. This is Guma Josephat from Kakumiro district, part of Midwestern. Mine goes to Sister. How these students who have already started their internship and they are already at the work, the stations, farms, and other work stations, and they have maybe they are doing contrary to what we are doing, what we are discussing here. Will they be forced to repeat the procedures? Or I think, sister, you can clarify me on this, because me personally, I had started my intern, and great thanks to Madam Joan Bahati. She has been trying to guide me where I could go wrong, and she advises me that way. But she could always be referring me to the system which I had not gotten access to her. So since this platform is here and I have a chance to raise my voice to sister. So sister, those students who are already in the field doing their intern, how are they going to handle? Should they continue? Oh, thank you.
Welcome, Josephat.
Okay, can I say something now?
Sure, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now for the students who are already in the field, you're already doing your internship. We cannot interrupt you. Those ones who have already started, finish your internship. And then there are students who have already done internship. If you've already done your internship, kindly write for us the report and then submit together with your logbook. And then we shall mark and then award you your marks. This one, we're going to start with the first year, 2023. This is the group we are going to start with, this internship with. Is this clear? Hello? Am I clear? Very good.
It's
So the
clear,
group
yeah.
Very good. 2023. Get ready. You are the people going to start this internship. Thank you.
Wasaja Samuel.
Okay, yes, good evening, everyone. And a special good evening to Mr. Pius Nina. I appreciate the submission put forward to see that we go somewhere better academically. So mine is on question 5. There is a farm where I was much helped, and the internships were those people who are to do intern from that place are welcomed. That place is Agromax Uganda Limited. It is a farm which is diverse in its operation. It is in Gayaza, along Gayaza Kampala Road. It is big enough and is doing operations in the various parts of Uganda. So I think it will be a better place to have interns there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have any contact?
Yeah, yes, I do. I have a lady who is working there.
You could share that with the sister.
Yeah, I have a contact there, and she's a lady. When I went there, she told me that she's also from womb.
Oh, that is good news.
Yeah, she welcomed me, and actually she encouraged me to bring more people to do intern from their farm and from up country. So it is one of the good places I can recommend to people.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, there's one more person whose hand is up. Gerald, is that a new hand or the old one?
Thank you, sir. It's a new hand. I have a suggestion. I'm seeing that we may not be able to exhaust the alternatives of the farms or the companies where students can go and do our internship from this meeting. So I'm just suggesting that probably an electronic form is being generated and shared across our students' network so that we can keep on filling in these forms and all the details which are really so required, and then we can submit and data can go in one central point at the university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a good suggestion. For those who have the farms they can mention here straight away, you may, and those who have others that can be followed up with the form that we shall generate and then share with you. You can also work on that. But we need to identify as many as we need the diversity, the different farm enterprises, and individual students have their own unique and develop expertise and skills that are relevant to those specific enterprises. I encourage you to do that. Josephat, is your hand up once again?
Yes, doctor. Thank you for another chance. If it is like that, here there is a farm called Naseko Seeds Company. Naseko Seeds Company. It deals in multiplication and growing of seeds, crop seeds, and currently it is the biggest multiplication company in the whole of East Africa. It is still holding the award. So if there is any interested student, can come and contact them. They are welcoming, and they have some good accommodation. They can accommodate up to 40 students, because here they are just accommodating 25 students from DRC, that is University of Bunia, then students from Kenya and other students from Uganda of different universities. So they have a well-developed technologies in seed multiplication, development, laboratory, and all other mechanization that are used in seed processing, manufacturing, packaging, transportation, all those kind. So if there is an interested student, I will share the contacts with the sister, then they can make connections. It is located in Kakumiro, something like 45 kilometers from Hoima town, west of the city. So I think that place could be good if it is like that. But for it doesn't have part of livestock, but they have the part of agroforestry part. So I don't know if, doctor, if that farm can work. Thank you.
That's a very, very important farm to us. You share the details with the sister. Ronald, then Jackson. And then I'll see if the dean is in.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, where I am now, it is raining so much. But I already did my internship, but I was not allocated the university supervisor. These guys I worked with, they eagerly wanted to meet the supervisor, because for them they are very strict. They don't want fake people. And I have a provision in my report where I should put a lecturer, but a supervisor, but I don't have one. So please, if any, they can allocate to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Was that Ronald? Sunday, you can make your submission. Sunday Jackson, your hand is still up.
Yeah, thank you. I'm also facing I'm Sandy Jackson from Kyankwanzi. I'm also facing the same challenge. These guys need the supervisor. They feel like for my work to be authentic, they need a representative from the university. Then most of the agricultural enterprises we have dealt with, they stretch beyond the 2 months. So when we are compiling a report, I beg a sister to guide me here. When we are compiling a report, we find that some of the activities go far beyond the 2 months that we are doing the internship. For example, if we are dealing in maize seed production, you will find that the 2 months that were given to us, you will leave the maize when it is at knee height. But the information you picked from the worker place, it involves even harvesting, packaging, testing, and distribution of the seeds. So I beg for your clarity. Should my report involve the entire process up to the final user of the product, or I should stop at that point where my internship ended? Thank you.
What happens is that when you are starting your internship, if it is for a period of 2 months, from the day you report,
how are you?
The director or the manager of the farm will assign you supervisor at the farm. We expect you as a student. Because the manager of the farm already knows the crop life cycle. So if you are going to be on a farm for less than 3 months, that maize or beans needs to grow, mature, and get ready for harvest. Then you sit on that very first day on arrival, you plan the activities. If you have 2 months, that should be ideally 8 weeks. So week 1, what will be your areas of engagement? Week 2, you plan together with your supervisor at the farm. And then the logbook helps you to record daily activities based on that plan. When your time expires, at the time when your time on the farm elapses, we expect you to use the information that you recorded on the logbook to write the report. So you are not going to report on those activities that you never participated in. I hope that answers your question, probably, unless sister has something to add.
Thank you so much. You have answered him well. Because a student does not need to be in the farm until, if you're in a certain enterprise, until you see a particular crop, maybe matures, it is harvested. If you're following cattle, remember the gestation is 9 months. Are you going to follow this cattle until it calves down? You're supposed to only carry out what we're interested in, the activities that you've been doing. What have you learned? When you are there, were you learning something? It is not just a matter of being there as if you're carrying out research. This is hands-on. What have you learned? Even if you're to be there for 1 month, because I know some of you are already worried that you're distant learners. How are you going to be in the farm for all this time? This one we are going to agree on. Those who cannot continue, we can even agree with those farmers that you can be there for 1 month. That is it. And within that 1 month, you need to learn something, because those farmers are going to write reports about you on all the activities that you've been carrying out in the farm. So that is very important. Then someone asked a question that, how many times must I do internship? Internship is done only once. You don't, if you want to do it even 10 times, it is welcome, as long as you want to gain skills. But as far as your curriculum is concerned, you do it once and that is all. But you can as well plan and do many times if you want to gain skills in various farms. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Fred?
Thank you very much, sister and Mr. Press. This is really a very good discussion, and it's giving us a way forward on how to do some things. Okay, some of us who have already finished our internship. For example, me personally, on the farm where I was placed, where I placed myself, I went there with an interest of having a few of my interests, which whereby some of them I managed to achieve them. I thank God. However, some of them I failed. Then time came when I was supposed to present my logbook for a manager to sign for me. So when he was signing, it so happened that he was supposed to put there a stamp. And this manager, when I asked about the farm where there is some credentials to approve, to be so that to be sure to satisfy the university that really I did in my internship, the manager was like, no, we have not customized any official farm stamp here. So what are you going to do? I just left that place blank, but he helped me and signed, but I missed a stamp. My question comes back to the university. So if we come up with such farms that are without those approved, because I've just heard Mr. Nina Mesh saying that not necessarily that those purely developed farms is where our aim of attachment. We have other developing farms that are really which are really authentic, but they don't have such credentials that will be approved by the management of home or the faculty of learning or culture. So I'm asking myself, here is this kind of attachment being nullified because it doesn't exist with the stamp, but the evidence that I did the training is there because I have a well arranged report. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, we needed the stamp and it remains a requirement as long as a student identifies the place of interest. University does not go there to verify the authenticity. That stamp is part of that authenticity. Now, we're talking about here is a new arrangement where the university representatives, in this case the lecturers, would and ascertain that that firm qualifies to host our students. So even if it doesn't have the stamp, but we shall have visited the firm before sending the student to such a firm for placement, which has not been the case. That is the difference.
Excuse me, sir. I'm
Yes.
sorry to interject within your speech. So when I got worried about the authenticity of the farm, whether my report will be accepted, I tried to contact more than, I think, like 3 or 4 lecturers whom I wished to come and visit the farm. The first 2 disappointed me. However, I pressed so hard, and one of the lecturers, I was very happy. She came and visited where I was, and she left the farm. So I'm happy on that. I just brought it in the manner that there could be also other colleges that will be facing the same problem I faced. So thank you. Over to you, sir.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good evening. Can I say something? My hands have been up and I lower it down, up and I lower it down.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to give one comment. I'm here for, I already did my internship and submitted even my report. On the visitation of supervisors, lastly that we had that there will be, for the students who are in now, not in the year 4, they're going to do 2 internships. But I have not had it here. Was it by coincidence? Is it part of the BASIS project, or it was just not yet in the program for the BASIS? Thank you.
Sister, answer the question regarding the number of internships.
There's no thank you. There is no communication that we have made to students as far as internship is concerned. We have been writing to you all the communications that you need. Could there be any document you have seen we have written that you should have 2 internships? Hello?
Yeah, I'm just reporting what we were told as
but
the
who tells you this?
The lecturers who came, and so they are sent by the university. That's what I
Which region was that? They are not sent by the university. Which region was that? Hello? Which region was that?
Yeah, thank you. This is Karamoja. I am speaking of what I have attended. So it's not like I'm speaking out of my mind. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. There is nothing like that. Internship is done only once. It is not repeated once. And we have been writing to you. Some of you have been attending our General Assembly. The last General Assembly, I talked to you about internship as well. So internship is done only once. Now for those we are starting with now are the first years who have not yet done internship. And if there are some people in second year who have not done, they are going to join the first years to do this internship. We shall put them in those placement firms. And even if there are some third years who have also not done, they'll join these first years. So it is just okay, there is no problem. It is done only once. If you have already done your internship, don't go back to the field unless if you're only going to do it to enhance your skills. That is it. But for examination, it is only once. Thank you.
I think that is clear now. If you have any other doubts, we are soon having face-to-face. You'll engage your different, you'll engage the head of department and the dean. Is the dean joining?
Okay, let me just ask, Dean, are you in? I think is not in. I don't know. The associate dean, are you in? I don't think they're in, but there is no problem.
Okay.
Yes.
They're soon coming to the campus. I think we can take more two, and then we come to a close.
Yes, then I'll give the 4th years a communication. Let's go ahead. Then yes, it's okay.
We take two more. We take two more on this question, then we close it.
All right.
And then sister can come in and make the communication. Yes, please. Hello, it seems we exhausted that question. Since there'll be a form sent out for you to fill those farms that you think are eligible, I think we can thank all of you who found the opportunity to be with us this evening. And please do not leave this very, very important communication that sister. Sister, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all those who took their time to attend this important meeting. I'm sure it has been of great value to you. Now to the 4th years who are supposed to graduate on the 18th of October this year. Right now, I urge you to submit your dissertations. 4th years, begin submitting your dissertations on Monday. For those who wish to graduate on the 18th of October, Monday, I'm going to begin receiving your dissertations. Is this clear to the 4th years?
Yes, sister, it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So from Monday, your dissertation should come in because your results will be passed by the Senate in August. Immediately you finish face-to-face, your results are going to be passed. And after the Senate is done, it means if your results is not presented, you will not graduate. That would mean you will graduate in 2025. So please, the timeline is already set by the academic registrar. That's why I'm urging you by Monday to begin submitting your dissertation for examination. So do that. Let this information reach your friends everywhere. And then 2, we need students. The other time I gave task to the region I went to, that students should really move and then source out students. I don't know if you have done it. And
Yes,
you've
sister.
seen very good. You've seen the communication from the academic registrar. For those who will bring students, if those students will register, there is a commission for you. You're going to get your clean money. So source out more students and bring for us so that this program can continue. There were a number of issues that we discussed here, and we are also going to sit as the faculty management and discuss and see how best to handle those issues. I think with this, we shall be able to move smoothly. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, sister.
Student.
So
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is the one who supported us on this. We very much appreciate. Yes.
Yeah,
thank you. Good
thank you so much.
and,
May God bless you. It has been a good meeting. Bye.
Not a component of research. I don't know whether they will schedule another meeting so that they can also discuss research.
The dean and associate dean were supposed to come in. We hope they'll have another meeting with you before you come for the first phase.
Which meeting do you exactly need?
Yes.
Which meeting do you need?
Concerning research program, as if it was part of this that we were having today. I thought we would also hint on research issues.
Research issues. Which year of study are you in?
Year 1.
We don't need to discuss research with the year ones here. Year ones,
Okay.
we're going to discuss with you research when you come for face-to-face. After you have done, yes, we are going to discuss with you what to do and all that.
Okay,
Is that
thank
okay?
you, sister.
Yes,
Okay.
I need 40 years because time is already running out for them. They are supposed to submit their dissertation for marking.
Excuse me, sister.
Yes, please. Yes.
I have a concern.
Yes, please.
Which might be missing or